outside your organization. So outside organization means who are the people who are outside to your organization? It could be your customers. It could be your suppliers. It could be, the relations that you maintain with the people. That is public relations, you call it as. It could be your shareholders. Okay. So here, external communication is something where the communication is trying to take place between the company and the outside people, like your customers, your shareholders, okay, or the investors, the suppliers, the vendors, and the general public. Okay, that goes on with your external communication. Now, next, you have different forms of business communication. Okay, this also we have discussed. So I will not go that much in detail. Okay, forms of business communication. Basically, you have got four forms. That is verbal communication, written communication, non-verbal communication, and digital communication. What do you mean by verbal communication? It's very simple. The communication that takes place face to face with the help of your phone call, or while you are trying to present something in a conference, in a kind of a seminar, that is presenting. So here what is happening? You're trying to transfer your message. You're just trying to communicate your message to the audience, to the people who are listening to your presentation. Okay. Sometimes interviews happens face to face. So this is a kind of a verbal in the sense, in simple words, the communication that takes place with mouth, speaking of words. Okay, like for example, a teacher explaining giving a lecture to students, a manager discussing about the performance feedback with his employees. These are all your verbal communication. Coming towards written communication, that means the communication which you are writing on a paper. Okay, where you're just going up with writing instead of speaking. Okay, for example, your emails. Okay, your reports. Okay, your memos. These are all forms of your written communication. For example, an employee is sending an email to his HR manager asking for a vacation, asking for a holiday, okay, or asking for some kind of training session. So here, what are we trying to do? I'm just trying to put my concern onto writing. Okay, this writing could be in the form of a traditional one, or it could be in the form of electronic, that is digital one. If I'm going with a traditional manner, that means on a piece of paper I'll be writing. Electronically, sending an email, sending a memo. Okay, using my social what is it so, using my social media, such as your WhatsApp group, your Instagram, your Facebook. So these are all forms of your digital communication where I'm just trying to express it. So written communication basically happens with your emails, with your reports, with your memos, and with your contracts. Okay, now next, coming towards non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication basically means without speaking something. So when you are not speaking something, how you are able to communicate with the other party? How you are able to communicate with the other party without speaking to him? Yes, Srikant? With the help of your body language, with the help of your gesture, with the help of your tone of your voice. Okay? I mean, for example, where you're just trying to shake a hand. Okay? You're just shaking your hand. You're not speaking anything. That means that shaking of hand represents that you're just meeting a kind of a stranger, or you are just conveying a kind of a greetings to the other party. Okay. Basically, we do in our business meetings. A person handshaking. That means conveying a greetings as well as expressing his confidence. Okay. Next, digital communication. Just now I told you the communication that takes place with your digital devices. Okay. Like your video conferences you have. Okay. You have your social media. You have your messaging apps. Like, yeah, you can see an example. I'm just trying to deliver my lecture with the help of this Zoom app. So this is my digital communication. I'm going up with digital communication. Okay. So these are the different forms of business communication. That is verbal communication, You have your written communication, you have your non-verbal communication, and last you have your digital communication. Now, next, we'll look on to barriers for effective business communication. Now, here you have some barriers. What do you mean by barriers? Barriers is something which is stopping you from transmitting your message. Like sometimes it may happen, you're just trying to communicate. So there might be some loss of message to the other party. So why this loss of message takes place? It's because of certain barriers. It's because of certain disturbances that takes place in the environment. Okay, it happens basically because of a kind of some language differences. So here you have certain barriers where your communication will not be transmitted to the other party in an effective manner. Okay, so what are those barriers? The first is your language difference. Second is your cultural difference. Third is lack of clarity. Fourth is information overload. Next is technological issues. And the last is your emotional barriers. Okay. Language differences. Okay. Language differences means you are coming from a different background, other party is from a different background. Okay. That means you are a Telugu person, other person is a Hindi person. So at that time, it becomes difficult for both the parties to transfer their messages, to transfer their communication to each other. So at that time, what happens? Misunderstandings takes place. Misunderstandings takes place due to different languages. Okay. So what is the solution for it? Use simple language or else use your translators. Nowadays we have Google translators, right? So if you are just, I mean, you are trying to use your Google translators as your assistant, at that time you can just translate your communication to your understandable, the other party communication to your understandable language. In that way you will be able to understand it easily. Okay, so this is an example and this is a solution for it. Coming towards the next, that is cultural difference. Okay, cultural difference, different business etiquette in global market. Okay, in a kind of a global market, you'll be finding different number of people from different backgrounds, with different cultures, with different traditions, with different beliefs. Okay, for example, there is a global market in which an Indian worker is there and a kind of a US immigrant worker is there. So do these both people, I mean, be comfortable with each other in trying to explore their business? They cannot, because both are from different backgrounds and both will face language barriers. Both will face cultural barriers. Okay. We Indians, I mean, are stick to a kind of fixed timings, right? Even they are also fixed to a kind of fixed timings. But here, what happens basically, our culture is different, their culture is different. Okay. So what is the solution? Learn about the other party culture and norms. Okay, if you are able to learn it, if you are able to adapt it, then you can move on in order to exchange your business in an effective way, in order to exchange your communication in an effective way. Next, you have lack of clarity. Okay, lack of clarity in the sense misunderstanding, lot of confusion. Okay, for example, email is coming to you, a vague email causing confusion. What do you mean by vague email? In which, I mean, there is no proper clarity. Yesterday, we have seen in one of the C, clarity should be there. For example, I'm just telling you, student, you have to submit your assignment tomorrow. Okay. In my message, what I'm trying to say, you have to submit your assignment tomorrow. Tomorrow means, is there any specifically time mentioned over there? No, that means my message is not clear. If I'm telling tomorrow at before 12 o'clock you have to submit your assignment, or tomorrow at 2 o'clock I want all of you to submit your assignment. So here what is happening in my communication, in my message specifically I'm mentioning time constraint. Tomorrow means it could be that is your Sunday. Sunday at 2 o'clock I want all of your assignments. So there is a clarity in my message. There is a clarity in my in my communication. Okay. If I'm just saying tomorrow you have to submit it. Tomorrow means it could be till 23:59. That is till 11:59 p.m. Okay. So during that duration, you can submit your assignment. So my message is not clear. So it can be misunderstood by the other party. So there should be proper clarity in your message. Okay. So what is the solution for it? Be specific and direct. Okay. Be specific in the sense, mention if at all you have time constraint. Okay. Mention a person to whom you are meeting. I'm just trying to say tomorrow we have a meeting. Okay. But tomorrow at what time we have a meeting, with whom we have a meeting, okay, what type of people, and what is this meeting relates to. My message is not clear. I'm just trying to say tomorrow we have a meeting. But what is the agenda of the meeting? What is the criteria of the meeting? Okay, so this should not happen. Whenever you are trying to communicate, be clear in your communication. Next, information overload barrier. One of the barrier is information overload. Okay, I'm asking you something and you people are coming up with overloaded information. Okay, so at that time, what happens? Neither of the party will be able to receive our communication in a proper way. Okay, that means an employee receiving too many emails daily. Sometimes it may happen, for example, being a manager. What will happen? I may be receiving huge amount of emails in a particular day. So in this, at this particular instance, okay, when I'm just going through one by one, without, I mean, reading the emails, without just checking it on, there might be some important email that I could be missing it. Okay, if I'm missing it, ultimately I'll be in a dilemma. So that should not happen. Information should be precise. It should be very customized. What you want to say, only that particular thing you have to just express it. Okay. So what is the ultimate solution for it? Use concise and necessary. Only with that you just go up with. Next, you have some technological issues. Sometimes it may happen, I'm just trying to deliver your lecture on your Zoom app. Okay, so here what will happen? What could be the disadvantage? There might be some network disturbances. Okay, there might be some barriers. I mean, there might be some, what do you say, noise barriers which will be coming from my background that affects your communication. So that should not happen. Okay, so what is an example? Poor internet affecting your virtual meetings. Ultimately, what is the solution for it? Use reliable communication tools. Next, you have your emotional barriers. Okay, emotional barriers in the sense a stressed employee misinterpreting feedback. Okay, when I'm trying to give a feedback, okay, in a very positively way, sometimes it may happen, it can be misunderstood by the other party because he's not in my position. Okay, what emotions I'm holding, he's not holding that particular emotions for that particular duration. So he might be misinterpreting my feedback, he might be misinterpreting my communication. Okay. Ultimately, what is the solution for it? Maintain a positive tone and open dialogue. Okay. Now, next coming towards business communication tools and technologies. Here you have got some communication tools. Okay. What is the purpose of it and what are the examples of it? Okay. One of the tools is your email. Okay. The purpose of email is to exchange your formal communication and your documentation. What are the examples for it? It's your Gmail, Outlook. Coming towards your instant messaging, quick communication within Teams. Example could be Slack, Microsoft Teams. Video conferencing, you have your virtual meetings and collaborations. The best example is your Zoom and Google Meet. Next, you have your social media, brand promotion, and customer engagement. Example is your LinkedIn, Twitter. CRM software is one of the tool wherein the purpose of it is managing customer interactions. Salesforce, HubSpot. Project management is another tool. Its purpose is to tracking task and deadline. And examples are your Trello and Asana. Next is business communication in different scenarios. Okay. So these are the different scenarios where we try to go on for business communication. The first scenario is business meetings. Second scenario is negotiation. Third scenario is your customer service communication, conflict resolution, then customer service communication, then you have business report and presentation. Coming towards the first scenario, that is business meeting. Okay, this is a scenario where we are going up with formal business meeting. Okay, the scenario could be a marketing team. Okay, they are conducting a meeting to discuss an upcoming product launch. Okay, or a weekly team giving an update to its manager. For that, a meeting is being conducted. Okay, so how could I convey my message in both the scenarios? It could be, let's finalize the advertising strategy for the upcoming new product. So here, what is our goal? Our goal is to increase brand awareness by so and so percent within 6 months. So for this, we need certain ideas. We need certain ideas from different types of people who are present over there on digital and offline promotions. Okay. Next scenario, as I told you, a weekly team update meeting. Okay. So here, what am I trying to do? I'm just trying to check on the progress of my sales people. Okay. So what I'll be doing, please share any challenges that you have faced. Okay. During your period. So in this particular meeting, what will happen? Whatever the grievances of the employees that they are facing, okay, they will be addressing it with me. Okay. Next is negotiations. This is one of the scenario. Negotiation means trying to negotiate. Okay. Trying to come up with the best solution, with the best price for a particular product. Okay. Like a supplier is negotiating for a better contract along with terms and conditions. Okay. And best example could be, for example, we appreciate the quality of your products, but we need 15% discount because we are purchasing in bulk. If you are able to offer this, we will commit a long-term partnership. Right? This is one of the scenario. Second scenario, salary negotiation during a job interview. Okay, so based on some experience, based on your industry standards, I believe that as per the industry, the salary that is being given to an employee is 70,000 rupees. Can we discuss some potential benefits and bonuses as well? So here, what am I trying to do? I'm just trying to negotiate my salary during an interview with the person who is interviewing me. So just go it in a very positive way. Okay, so that it comes out with a positive effect. Okay, third is your conflict resolution. Okay, now what do you mean by conflict resolution? Conflict is trying to resolve the misunderstanding. Okay, that is resolving a misunderstanding between two people, between two employees, okay, between two subordinates. Okay, like I understand both perspectives. Okay, I'm the third person. I'm understanding both person perspectives. So let's find a middle term or middle ground so that we can maintain a positive work environment. Okay, like a manager is trying to address a team conflict. In this, what is happening? There is a disagreement of the project timeline. We are just trying to identify the key concerns and adjust our deadlines accordingly. Right? So this could be one of the scenario. Next scenario could be customer service communication. Okay, that is responding to a customer complaint. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience that was caused. We will replace your damaged product or your defective product immediately. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. Sometimes it may happen when you receive a damaged product or when you receive a defective product. You try to call your customer service people. So what do they try to? They will, handle your call in such a way very patiently. They will just try to answer your call, saying, "We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience that was caused. We will replace your what is it, damaged product or your defective product immediately. Thank you for bringing this to our attention." How positively this was being carried out, right? They could be a difficult customer. Sometimes it may happen, Sirpura customer will be there. Okay. So in that particular case, for example, being a customer service people, I'll be answering their call. I understand your frustration, sir, the inconvenience that was caused. I assure you that we will be working on this solution, and I will personally follow up to ensure that this problem is resolved as early as possible. Okay, how patiently I'm just trying to, communicate with that particular, what do you say, headache customer, you can say, or a difficult customer who is trying to shout on a customer service people. Okay, so there are certain scenarios where you have to handle it very patiently. Don't go impatiently. Okay, handle it with patience so that your communication will be very effective. Next scenario is business reports and presentations. Okay, here I'm just trying to present a quarterly sales report. Okay, like for example, I'm just trying to communicate with my sales team. Like this quarter, our sales has been increased to 20%. The one that is compared in North America. Now, what is our goal for the next quarter? The goal for our next quarter is to expand further through some targeted marketing. Targeted marketing in the sense here, I'm just trying to give a certain percentage so that you people should try to achieve it. If you are able to achieve it, then our target is completed. Okay, like a project status update where our software person is trying to come and say software development is 80% completed, sir, with testing that was scheduled next month. So we are just trying to track to the launch by the deadline. Okay. The moment the testing takes place, we will be launching our product in the. This is a kind of a presentation that is taking place with your sales team. So ultimately, what is the conclusion for it? Effective business communication is very important for your organizational success. So you just have to master different forms. You have to get trained yourself in different forms of communication, understanding the other person barriers, okay, or how to use the right tools at the right time that automatically helps your business to build strong relationships as well as to improve efficiency and achieve your goals. Okay, so this is what you have your business communication in different scenarios. Now, next, you have forms of your business communication. Now, next is your forms of business communication. So, what are the different forms of your business communication? It's your oral communication, your written communication, your non-verbal communication, formal and informal communication. Then next you have your internal and external communication. Okay, already we have discussed this in the starting of our class. So directly I'm just moving towards business letters. Okay, that is types of business letters. You have different types of business letters. The first is your inquiry red letter. Okay. Next, you have your order letter. Next, you have your complaint letter. Next, you have your adjustment letter. Next, you have your sales letter. Then you have your cover letter. Then you have your resignation letter. Then you have your appreciation letter. Then you have your recommendation letter. Okay. These are some of the letters that are there in your business where you have to comply it. Coming towards the first, that is inquiry letter. Okay. Now, what do you mean by inquiry letter? Basically, in business communication, the best way to communicate professionally is through business letters only. Okay. These letters are written for various purposes, such as how you are able to make requests, how you are able to provide information or respond to inquiries. Okay, so based on these types of letters, what are their purposes? We are going to see different real examples. Coming towards the first, that is inquiry letter. Okay, what is the purpose of writing an inquiry letter? Basically, an inquiry letter is written if somebody wants to ask for information about a certain object, about a certain entity, or about a certain product, or service, or business. For that, we go on with inquiry letter. I'll give you a small example. Imagine that you want to start a bookstore. Okay. In order to start this bookstore, you need certain details. You need certain details about how the pricing of books goes on. So here what is happening? You're just trying to collect the details about the wholesale prices for books. So in this case, you will be writing an inquiry letter to your book supplier or to a publisher. Okay. I'll show you the small sample of it. Okay. I have just taken it from Google. I'll just try to show you the sample of it. So if you are able to see it on my screen, you can say the subject of my letter is inquiry about wholesale book prices, wherein I'm trying to come up with an inquiry saying, Dear sir, I'm planning to open a bookstore and would like to know about your wholesale pricing for different genres of book, means different categories of books. So kindly send me a catalog along with the pricing details. Looking forward to your response. Sincerely, XYZ. How simple this inquiry letter is being written to a publisher, right? So this is a small example how you can go up with inquiry letter. Next you have is your order letter. Okay. Now, what do you mean by an order letter? Order letter is something. This letter is particularly written to place an order for goods or services. Okay. That means you just want to use some kinds of products from a certain suppliers. For that, you're just writing a proposal or you're just coming up with an order letter for it, saying your company needs some 50 laptops or you can say some 50 office chairs. For that, you're writing a letter to a furniture supplier. Okay. For this also, I'll give you a small sample of it, how you can go with it. See, if you clearly observe how it looks. First of all, my subject, ordering for office chairs, ordering for 50 office chairs. Okay. Dear supplier, we would like to place an order for 50 ergonomic. Ergonomic means kind of a, what do you say, stature of your chair. Okay, what type of chair you need? Do you need a folding chair or just a standing chair or ergonomic chair? Okay, of so and so model, that is X200, to be delivered by 10th March 2025. Okay, before you place an order, ultimately you have to check with your supplier whether your supplier has got enough quantity of products in order to fulfill my order. So again, I'm writing, please confirm availability along with payment details. Thank you. Sincerely, James Smith. Okay. So these are a sample of it. How you are placing an order with your supplier for so and so amount of products. Next, you have your complaint letter. Okay. Basically, why do you go for complaint letter? If at all you are dissatisfied with a certain product, dissatisfied with the services of a particular product, at that time you go on with your complaint letter. So, a complaint letter is written when a customer is dissatisfied, that means not satisfied with the product or with a service, and it want to resolve the issue as early as possible. Okay, for that purpose, you write complaint letter. Okay, I'll give you a small situation. Recently, I have just purchased your laptop. Okay, so I just used that particular laptop for a week. Immediately, I started facing some difficulty in using it. Okay, that means there was some damaged, what do you say, peripheral in it. Okay, so what I'm doing in this case, I'm just writing a complaint letter to my supplier or to the brand ambassador of it. Okay, so how I'm going with it? I'll give you. So how I'm going up with my subject is complaint regarding damaged laptop. So dear customer service, I recently ordered a Dell laptop, but it arrived with a cracked screen. Okay, I recently ordered a Dell laptop, but it arrived with a cracked screen. Please arrange a replacement or refund as soon as possible. Sincerely, Tenina. So here I'm just trying to put my concern or present my concern to a supplier in the form of a complaint wherein I have received a laptop with a cracked screen and I need a replacement or its refund as soon as possible. So this is how, simple you will be going up with it. Next, you have adjustment letter. Okay, adjustment letter. When the situation comes for adjustment letter, if I'm trying to respond to my complaint, like I have received a complaint letter to a supplier, my supplier will be giving me a response of it. That response, you call it as adjustment letter. So in simple word, adjustment letter is nothing but response to a complaint. Okay, like when a person receives a complaint, they respond with an adjustment letter to resolve the issue. How it could goes on? My supplier is writing an adjustment letter. That means the laptop seller trying to reply to my complaint and it is offering me a solution. Okay, I'll show you the small example of it. Subject, apology and replacement for damaged laptop. Dear Mr. So-and-so, we apologize for the damaged laptop. We will send a replacement within 5 business days. Kindly return the defective item using the prepaid shipping label provided. Sincerely, customer support team. So this is an example of your adjustment letter. Change my position. Some road work is going on over here. I'll just change my position. I hope now it is clear to you. So this is a small example of your adjustment letter. Next, you have sales letter. How you are going to come up with sales letter? Sales letter basically is being written when you are trying to promote a product, when you are trying to launch a product or promote a new service for the existing product, and also encouraging your customers to buy that product. For that purpose, you go on with your sales letter. I'll give you a small situation wherein a mobile phone company is trying to introduce a new smartphone. So what it will be doing, it will trying to send letters to its customers. Okay, a small mobile company trying to introduce a new product, that is a new smartphone, and sends letters to customers. Okay, so how my letter will be moving on? If you could see on my screen, there is a letter written subjecting introducing the new XYZ smartphone with a special discount. Okay, so how I am going up with it? Dear valued customer, we are excited to introduce our latest XYZ smartphone with advantages and a special launch of 20% discount. A special launch of 20% discount. So all the offer ends. Regards XYZ Mobile. Okay. So how beautifully, how simple it is being written, right? In order to attract the customers for launching of a product or to go on with a new service, to promote a new product with certain discounts. Okay. So this is how simple you will be just writing a sales letter. Next letter is your cover letter. What is the next category of letter? It's your cover letter. Basically, why cover letter? Where do you see this cover letter? And why do you write a cover letter? Cover letter is sent along with your CV, is sent along with a resume when you are applying for a job. At that time, we write a cover letter to a particular concerned manager stating I'm so and so person, okay, with certain background, having so and so experience, is interested in working with your organization. I possess so and so. What do you say? Your skills, you can express it. If at all, if you have achieved anything, that you can express it in your cover letter. And then I look positively in order to get enter into your company. Okay, so for that purpose, you go on with your cover letter, or else you will be calling it as job application letter. Okay, that means a situation could be you are just applying for the position of marketing executive at so and so company. Okay, so how that letter goes on? Example of cover letter. If you just observe my screen, it is mentioned I have written a subject saying application for marketing executive position. Dear hiring manager, I'm interested in the marketing executive position at your ABC organization. Okay. With 3 years of experience in digital market, I believe my skills match your requirements. Please find my resume attached for your review. Sincerely, Emily Davis. Okay, so this is a small example of your cover letter, wherein this cover letter is placed along with your CV on the top of it, wherein you will be explaining in brief about the skills that you possess. Okay, next category of letter is your resignation letter. Okay, when do you come up with resignation letter? Resignation letter is written when you want to leave your job. Okay, when you're not satisfied with the certain terms and conditions of your organization. At that time, you get frustrated and then you will try to resign from your job by stating a resignation letter. Okay, that means, or sometimes it may happen, you are receiving a very good offer from a different company. For that purpose, you want to leave your old organization. Okay, so in that situation also, you'll be writing a resignation letter. Okay, so how the resignation letter moves on with, again here, you will be mentioning the subject of your letter, what for you're writing it. Subject is resignation notice. So here, what are you trying to is, dear manager, I'm resigning from my position as sales associate from your company, that is XYZ Limited, effective from March 15th, 2025. I appreciate the opportunities I have received and also will ensure a smooth transition. Sincerely, John Carter. Okay. First, you're expressing the work environment that you have received from that organization. Okay. That means whatever the opportunities that were given by that company, I appreciate those opportunities that you have given me in order to enhance my skills. Then next you'll be writing, I have got so and so position from other company or so and so salary from other company, because of which I just want to resign from this company. And also I will ensure that after resigning from this company, I'll see to that I accompany to the responsibilities that were given to me. And I will hand over those responsibilities to ensure a smooth transition of your business. So this is how your resignation letter goes on with. Next, you have your appreciation letter. What do you mean by appreciation letter? Basically, appreciation letter is written when you want to appreciate an employee for its hard work. Okay, for its hard work. At that time, you write appreciation letter stating thank you for your hard work that you have done during so and so tenure, that is during so and so period. So how I'll be going with, dear XYZ, I truly appreciate your dedication or the efforts that you have taken in completing the recent project successfully. Your hard work has made a significant impact on our team. I appreciate your hard work and will look forward in the future as well with the same, what do you say, positiveness. Okay, best regards, then your manager. Okay, next is your recommendation letter. Okay, when do you go on for recommendation letter? This letter is basically written to support someone's job, to support someone's academic application. Okay, it's a kind of a reference letter, you can say. Okay, basically, a professor is writing a recommendation letter for a student who is applying for a scholarship. Okay, how it goes on? Dear scholarship committee, I'm pleased to recommend XYZ for the ABC scholarship. He is a dedicated student with outstanding academic achievements and leadership qualities. I strongly appreciate or strongly support his application. Sincerely, Professor so and so. Okay, so these are some forms of business letters wherein you're just trying to communicate in different scenarios, in different situations. Okay, so these letters are a kind of formal way where you are communicating in a professional manner. So understanding their different types, okay, it automatically helps you how to write effective letters at various situations. Okay, so when you are writing a letter at various situations, be clear, be clear, be polite. There should not be any confusion. That means whatever the point is there, just try to mention that point. Don't write blah 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 because of this happened, that happened. Don't mention all those things. Just point to point, just try to write it down. Okay, so this is how you will be writing your business letters. So I'll just wind up my class over here. In our next class, we'll try to continue with reports. Fine. So thank you all for attending my session. Have a good day.